You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I am your host, dini-mussolini, and there are over 31,000 of you guys on our phone lines, in our chat room, on the browser, Google Hangouts, Skype, all of the plugins that we use to run these episodes. You guys are filling them up, and I appreciate that greatly. We have a very special guest for tonight's interview, so you definitely want to stick around for that. All right, thought and action. Everything you have ever accomplished began as a thought. Everything anyone has ever achieved, from cleaning the dishes to landing men on the moon, started as a thought. Thoughts are very powerful. However, thoughts alone are not enough. You can think and think and think all day long, every day, for months and months about getting a new red sports car. You can visualize it with complete clarity and belief, yet it'll never just magically appear in your driveway until you take the actions necessary to make your thoughts a reality. To be effective, thoughts must be translated into action. Action by itself is not enough. Thought by itself is not enough. The combination, action driven by thoughts, is what makes accomplishment happen. Think and do, think and do. That is the way to success. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word
You're
is
live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello, and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or the book, or film, or even the business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create these marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are indigos, crystalline, or the starseeds, for my Vigilantes audience family, for my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're in a struggle like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 5 solid years. I appreciate to all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, visual artists, from authors to professors, and vampires. Or people who think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out to book your interview or to appear on my other show called Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That is Vigilantes Radio sole purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab them from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, Player.fm, YouTube, any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, tonight's interview is the Phenom Interview, and again, I'm your host, dini-mussolini. So, let's go ahead and bring him on. Phenom, thank you so much for taking out some time to talk music with us tonight. I need your help, man, in bringing us all up to date, or all up to the current with what you have going on. You have the new record out, Lights Off, so congratulations, and we'll talk more about that, but really want to know, where have you been and where are you going?
Hey, what's going on, boss? I've been just moving, just trying to get everything off the ground as much as possible. Currently, I am overseas. I am in the U.S. military. So that's another thing that's kind of been not necessarily stunting what I'm trying to do, but I've been trying to balance things out. But yeah, this where I've been, that's about it. Just traveling, of course, serving my country, and of course, still doing this music thing, man.
Definitely. And thank you, man, for serving for our country, man. I know tomorrow is Veterans Day, and you're active duty. So how long have you been active?
I've been active since December of 2013.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
So nothing too crazy, but enough to get my feet wet, you know?
Right on, man. I know a few people who were in the service and doing the music thing at the same time, so I know how that can be. Do you record when you stationed, or do you wait till you get back in the States to do that?
I honestly try to do a little bit of both. I have a little setup of my own, but of course, you know, for the complete setup, I head back home, definitely hook up with a couple of folks and see if I can get things done.
Nice. Yeah. All right. So I figured we start out by listening to the song Lights Off. Well, that's how I started out. Just listening to the song, vibing to it before I wrote this interview. And then we'll go from there. So, man, I'm actually happy that I got this done today. You're in one of my favorite genres and style of music right now. I like how you darken, thicken, and pronounce the melodies in your music. I think you found a way to take like a greatest system formula and add something to it and make it work even better. So I'm totally stoked about this song, man. You can audibly hear that this is music that you want to listen to yourself as well. So tell us about that desire to want to make more of something you love, and about how careful you have to be to not become like an exact copy of an act or a sound that's already out there.
Well, first off, I want to definitely tell you that, you know, thank you. I really appreciate the love for the song. It took me a hot second to actually get that one together. But as far as not becoming an exact copy, it's basically like you just said it, man. Like, just find something that you really love to do, find something that you're really passionate about, and just put your own tweak on it. Put your own spin on it. Like, if you hear that, okay, well, let's say you like the sounds of Usher, which, I mean, a lot of people do, of course. Like, I love Usher. Yeah. Definitely one of an influencer of mine. But let's say you want to a Joey Badass vibe though. Like, I mean, if that's your aim, do it. I see that as a way of course, not becoming an exact copy of anything. Doing what you love and putting your own spin on it.
Nice. You said you worked on Lights Off for a while. How long did it take?
Me personally, so this question I've gotten it before. As far as how long it takes to write the song, Lights Off took, I want to say, about 3 weeks. I want to say 2 to 3 weeks, because it's been off and on. Like, I'll write a verse, and I'm like, all right, cool. Or I go back and I'll scrap it and I'll restart over, like things like that. Of course, the natural writing process. But once everything got handled and settled, I'll head back home, hit up one of my guys, and we got in the booth. We got it done that night.
Nice. Okay. All right. So I've always enjoyed backstories, and my own life story just seemed like a bunch of scenes from random movies just pieced together, to create my life. But the genesis of Phenom, if you will, for anyone out there that might not yet be familiar with who you are and your life, please fill us in, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Genesis. Proper word. Okay, background. I'm basically kid coming out of the DMV. Grew up not necessarily I guess I want to say one of the smoothest guys in the world. But I found a way to express myself more through music, through poetry, things of that nature. I guess speaking without speaking. Find a way to express myself more through that. And I just developed a passion for it. Going through middle school years, just living, chilling, I became more of an active singer, singing around not only my choir that was at church, not at church, singing at my choir at school, singing for events that was around the community. And then went into high school, continuing to do the same thing. And it just took off from there. It kind of detoured a little bit, seeing as though I decided to go the military route right after high school, or a year after graduating high school. But that's kind of where it started, like 5th grade, elementary school. Just a kid who wasn't that smooth decided to take a choir as a dare from a friend of mine, and fell in love with it ever since, as a way to, of course, speak without speaking.
Right on. All right. So what keeps you motivated to keep making music?
Motivated to keep making music, I definitely want to say my family, the people that I interact with. Like, it's just, as you said, you love backstories. You love the backgrounds of people, and I love the stories that I hear from this random situations that I come in contact with when people tell me these things. And I just feel like, okay, well, hey, that's something that could be told. Like, I feel like that's a story that needs to be heard. So, also when it comes down to family as well, if something happens, I'm just like, all right, well, I feel like there's something that needs to be heard, So if I have that power to tell that story, of course, with their permission, if I have that power to tell that story, to, I guess, bring more awareness to it, widen some more eyes toward these situations, then why not?
Definitely. Your family, your biggest fan?
Yes. Yeah, honestly, it's tough. It's really tough.
What do you mean it's tough?
I love you, Mom. But, okay, so on radio, I will go on record and say that two neck and neck of my biggest fans, biggest supporters will have to be between my mother and my aunt, just because they go completely like ape shit. Like when I drop a song, or even if I just do like a listening party, like they listen to it and they'll go like ape shit. I'm just like, oh well, that makes me feel great. Yeah, so this is what I'll do with this, and I just love the feedback. I love the input that they have, and my aunt actually had a few input ideas on Lights Off as well, so I definitely want to give a public shout out to her for the success of that song as well.
Definitely. Man, that is incredible. That's incredible.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad to hear. Yeah, man, I'm glad to hear when family has your back like that.
Yeah, that's man. it's really a good feeling.
Definitely. So check it out, man. We have listeners that are still at the very beginning stage sometimes, like just starting out with music. Any advice for them?
People just starting. Look, it's Phenom, man. Like, please don't let the name fool you. Like, just keep pushing. Just keep moving. If you love it, show the world that you love it. Prove to yourself before you try to prove to the world that you love what you're trying to do, and continue doing it until everyone else sees it.
Right on. I totally agree with that. Oh yeah. I totally agree with that, man. That seems to be the thing. So, how do you deal with like frustration, self-doubt, and other emotional aspects of hitting a brick wall in the music industry?
Emotional aspects, just how do I answer this? Okay, so as far as emotional aspects go, sometimes I just go out, I go work out. Just regular day-to-day frustrations that you would deal with. Like, I would deal with those regular day-to-day frustrations the same way I would deal with music industry frustrations. Like, I would talk to loved ones. I would probably go work out. I'll probably take a break from the music aspect for just a brief moment. Like, let's say like maybe even a couple hours, maybe like a day, just to try to vent out a little bit. Go out, hang out with family, just of course to take a break, try to vent out a little bit. But yeah, and then slowly get right back to it, if that also makes sense. Like, take step by step, so that way it doesn't feel as overwhelming as it is, because the music industry is very overwhelming. Like, even if you're just starting out, but definitely if you're just starting out, everything that has to be done feels overly overwhelming. So you can't just overbear yourself like that. You have to take the baby steps in. Like, you gotta take it step by step. Can't run.
That is so true. So when do you find, like, what time of day do you find your most creative points?
Actually, I was just talking to a friend about this. I feel like my most creative points is during the day. I want to say like around like the afternoon time, which is really awkward for being at work. and you want to be creative, so you're at work, but you want to pull out your phone and like make a little voice clip. So like you got to run off to the side, make a voice clip, run back. Like it's really awkward times. And if I can't do that, then I try and hold it in my head till I get home. And it's But to answer the question, yes, I want to say around afternoon time, daytime.
Okay. Man, mine is at weird times, be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, really?
Or when I'm driving somewhere.
I've had that before, actually. Story time?
Sure.
Cool. Okay, so I've actually had that before. My buddy, he's also in the military. I was driving, and I forgot why we were going downtown, but we were going downtown for something. And I was like, bro, and like I had both hands on the wheel. I was like, bro, like what's going on? What's going on? I was like, grab my phone, please, just grab my phone, press record. And then I swung into the voice note, but I didn't like it. So I was like, God, delete it, re-record it. So for 20 minutes, he was kind of like my personal recorder because I couldn't just touch the phone. So right. I just had him on my phone, press record. Shout out to him. He knows exactly who he is when he's listening. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate that.
Dope. So, point out some other roles, like other people have played in your development as an artist.
Other roles people played in my development. Well, pointed out influencers, family influencers, or feedback, soundboard tools. I would like to point out okay, now how do you mean? Like, do you mean names? Do you mean?
Key people.
I name drop. Key people. All right. Definitely want to point out my boy. Definitely want to point out my boy Niall. He actually helped me produce Lights Off. So definitely want to point out him. In fact, I'm working with him on a couple other tracks that I'm trying to put out soon. Oh, also, because I know he do the same for me. Yeah, Niall, he's also a singer, he's a rapper. He's pretty dope in his stuff too. If you want, check him out. Check me out, of course. But yeah, while you're at it, check out the homie Niall. You can find him on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, almost anywhere, honestly. He's pretty dope, man. He's pretty good too. Pretty good artist. Who else can't really point out? I want to definitely point out, of course, for having my back. When I do get frustrated, I definitely want to point out my girl. Because, man, when I get frustrated, not gonna lie, I get pretty frustrated. That's definitely one of the key people that helps you keep a lid on. Like, hey, come on, it's this, that, just chill. Come with a game plan. I'm like, all right, cool, you got it. Pointed out Mars. I definitely want to. I can shout out agencies too, right? Like, I'm not.
Sure, yeah. Anybody.
All right, yeah, awesome. So definitely want to shout out Starlight for helping me out, man. Help me out as far as this exposure, goes, as far as me. In fact, help me out with this. Hooking me up with this interview. Definitely want to give. For me having an interview, this is my first radio interview, so definitely shout out to Vigilantes.
Really?
Yeah, this is my very first radio interview, man. Like,
yo, you're acing it like a pro.
I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, definitely shout out to you guys for looking me up. Man, and many more. Honestly, if you hear my voice on this radio station and I have worked with you, shout out to you, because there's so many people that actually had a hand in the pot as far as it came to as far as the development of Phenom goes. It's just I just feel blessed to have so many people try to help me, or at least recognize me, to try to help me toward my actual goals.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Dope. So, what are some difficulties that you've encountered when you first began your music career?
When I first began, a lot. A lot.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, yeah. Difficulties as far as not knowing about, let's say, just production-wise on producing a song. Because, of course, any writer or any singer who's ever tried to sing and try to record, they go to a recording studio just like, can I do that? And then they'll try to record, or they'll try to record in their own little studio. So that was definitely a learning curve, of which I'm actually still on. But nevertheless, it's definitely a difficulty I ran into when I first started. Got a little better, but of course still on that learning curve. Trying to find balance in my future career and my current career. Trying to figure out how much time to put toward whichever, and if you overbalance, or if you, well, not overbalance, but if you underbalance anything, like let's say you put too much into one thing or put too much into the other, how it can negatively impact you, one or the other, or vice versa. Learning that balance is definitely a curve to learn as well. That I had to learn, that I actually finally just got, like, within the last year. What else as far as difficulties? I feel like there's so many others, like, difficulties. Finding a producer. It seems very easy, but finding a good producer is very hard. Not finding a good producer, but finding a producer who, let's say, knows what your aim is, like has that ear to be like, okay, this is what you want. Okay, this is what I'm gonna give you. It's exactly what you want, but it's also a teensy bit of my own style that I think would help push it even further. You know,
right.
Finding that producer is difficult. What else? Of course, if you're, let's say, not a natural born stage artist, then that could be difficult as well. I wasn't naturally born. Like I said, I wasn't the smoothest guy in the world growing up. So being on stage wasn't something that was too natural to me. But luckily, through the support that I did have, the support groups that I did have, I was able to get through it. But yeah, that's definitely a curve as well. Those are the biggest curves that I can think of.
All right. Cool deal. So, what would you say, like, the characteristics of a good R&B track are?
Oh, good R&B track. Okay, so good R&B track, and definitely you have to have good, solid vocals. I cannot stress that enough. Solid vocals. Like, it, even if you're not the most, I want to say, runny person, for those who understand that term, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, like that. Like, even if you're not like the most runny person, you gotta, thank you. You gotta at least have like solid vocals, like they're solid up and downs, just to progress the track. The track has to set a mood. The instrumental has to set the mood that you're trying to persuade onto the listener, as well as your lyrics have to also match and dance within that mood that your track is trying to persuade to the listener. Once you get solid vocals, you get a mood. Definitely, of course, with the mood comes the tempo. If your tempo is off while the mood is on, then it's going to sound weird. So definitely, of course, have the tempo match the mood, which match the lyrics, which, of course, should bounce right under the lyrics that's going to convey the mood of the instrumental. Once you get all that down, it's all she wrote, honestly. It's all she wrote. Right on. Because R&B could take so many different avenues. It can be romantic. It could be lustful. It can be just, hey, I want to hug you, and I love it. I love R&B and soul. Like, it's so many different avenues you could take with it. So it's really all she wrote after that.
You kind of mix a little bit of hip hop into it too, right?
Yeah. Me personally, that just like we were talking about earlier, throw a little spin on it. I try to put a little bit of hip hop into it as well.
Okay. Definitely. I kind of like the whole R&B, mixture with hip hop. I mean, that's just what I was raised off of, like the R&B of the 90s. Some of it had like a hip hop feel to it, man. It was just a great time in music,
Absolutely. I love 90s music. I have 90s playlists on Spotify waiting for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, if I was to put like some Phenom on a mixtape and close my eyes, what would you say are the key elements that would let me know that I'm listening to one of your tracks?
Key elements. That, my friend, is tricky. Okay, key elements. As you know, this was one of my songs. I would like to say a fair amount of my songs would have both singing and rapping. So that could be an element, as well as my specific tone when I sing. As I've been noted, apparently, I have a specific tone when I sing that I had no idea of before. But yeah, once I found that out, I was like, okay, duly noted. What's wrong with it? Wow. Also, everybody has their little thing. I will usually say, like, let's say if it's a rap, I just thought I would say like, yeah. Like, it's like I heard Usher's little yeah man, and I was like, I like that. I'm not gonna use yeah man though. So I'm like, And story time, I guess. My friend, we were doing like freestyle Fridays, just drinking, chilling, and he noticed something out to me. He's like, I don't know why every time you start drinking and you want to do your little freestyle, you always say yeah, and then we started talking shit to each other back and forth. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll take it. Cool. That's my thing now. So right. That could be a hashtag for, a rap song of mine, and I guess the way I would attack an instrumental, because apparently I also been noted I attack an instrumental differently.
Right.
So,
what do you think defines your style? Well, let me ask you this: do you dance with your music? You know how to dance?
I want to say no. However, a lot of people will say yes. So I will go with the masses and say yes. But do I dance with my music? Yes, actually, I do. There's actually two. I think there's right now 2 hip-hop tracks that I'm working on. And whenever they come on, I really just start dancing in the booth. I'm just like, oh, yeah, da 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 da. But,
so who you got beat?
Yeah.
Genuine or Usher?
Why you doing this to me?
All right, I'll make it easy.
I mean,
Trey
okay,
Songz
okay.
or I was gonna say Chris Brown, but no, he's a beast.
Yeah.
R. Kelly.
Yeah. So it sounds like R. Kelly singing?
Dancing.
Dancing? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely want to give that to R. Kelly.
Cool.
I would give that to R. Kelly.
No, I said, who are you better than?
Oh, yeah. I would say I'm better than Trey Songz at dancing. I would definitely say I'm better than Trey Songz at dancing. I would say I'm better than R. Kelly at dancing. I will not step into that realm of Chris Brown. I refuse. The guy is something else. Like, I don't understand. But, yeah, those two of the names we just named, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll win.
So, what is the immediate future looking like? Like, what's the plan?
Plan? Well, as I already said, I'm overseas. Planning on switching up tour soon-ish. So that's going to happen. Once that happens, I plan on continuing, of course, music career. As far as song drops, I'm hoping, honestly, in the near future, to drop a Christmas song on all platforms. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Going the holiday route, yeah. Definitely dropping that Christmas song. I plan to, just in time for the holidays, of course. And hopefully by next summer, next EP, R&R, plan to drop that as well. And yeah, before next summer, hopefully. It should be before next summer. And yeah, as far as that, just keep busting my heart as much as possible. Maybe get another coast to coast mixtape little showcase going, and just taking advantage of as many opportunities as I can.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. All right, guys. After the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the hot seat, and our fans love this part of the segment, of course, along with the actual interview. But the audience get a chance to hear Phenom provide us with some vocals. Maybe he'll do some poetry, spoken word, freestyle raps, jokes, stories, live instruments. You never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight. And tonight we'll find out if Phenom has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. But for right now, we have Phenom with his song, Lights Off, and we'll be right back.
Girl, you know I've been waiting for you all day. So baby, won't you come my way? Tell me that you're here to stay, baby. Oh, baby, come and sit on daddy's lap. Toot the thing back, make that ass clap. Baby, girl, you know just what I'm trying to do. Trying to see what's good with you. Now that you're here, I got something to say, baby. Touch you just right. Baby, let me love you this night that we share. First we gotta turn the lights on. Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on, baby. First we gotta turn the lights on. I'm on top of me, said you can't wait no more. Stumble to that bed and hit the floor. I'll exit the twine, one place he can hide. As I lock on your eyes all night. Savor, baby, slow it down and take it slow. I love that slow stroke, boy, and maybe lose control. So I slow it down for you. As I sit enjoying you. Now that you're here, I got something to say, baby. Baby, let me love you all night. I just wanna touch you just right. Baby, let me love you this night that we share.
All right, and we are back. That was Phenom with his song Lights Off. What a dope record. Man, the vocals were on point. I love the song through and through. So, you'll be tired. Like, what are you talking about, Dini? No matter what you do today, you'll be tired when it's all over. You can be tired after a day of effective effort and accomplishment. Or you can be tired after a day of getting nowhere. The choice is yours. If you're going to be tired anyway, it makes sense to get something out of it, to put forth your best effort, to move in the direction of your goals, to make a difference, to make a life of excellence for yourself and the world around you. Then along with being tired, you'll be satisfied and fulfilled too. And you'll rest well, knowing your life is full, knowing your journey is going well. How would you rather feel, tired or frustrated, or tired and satisfied? It all depends on what you do right now, with this day that's waiting to be filled. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond. But for right now, let's bring back the man of the moment, Phenom. You're back live with us, and now in our hot seat. So what are you going to perform for us?
The infamous hot seat. Okay. Well, So I decided, okay, well, just heard me sing. How about I read a little bit? So I decided to spit you guys a poem. That's cool.
Nice.
All right. So this is one that, honestly, I haven't even done anywhere yet. So, first time on Vigilantes, I like it. This is entitled To the Girl Across the Room.
Nice.
I just want to buy you flowers. Maybe that means I have emotions, or maybe that means I care. But damn, is that really such a bad thing? Honestly, in this world where anti-monogamy is more commonly known than honesty is an oddity flown away and danced in the wind with those who dance within the great lines of it. Is that really such a bad thing? Look, I'm sorry, I digress. Listen, I just want to buy you flowers and tell you that your hair smells like the loveliest shade of heaven when kissed by the wind. How did you manage to bottle the fragrance and make it your own? So that on those nights where a picture is too far and the bed too cold, the remembrance of your scent reminds me of your gentle hold. Once again, I digress. I just want to buy you flowers and tell you your hair smells of heaven's grace and to take you to see the world. Though I'm pretty sure you've seen it before. Of course you have. You hope God created, for you're an angel in my eyes. Disguise your life however you may, but I'll be fooled no longer. Waking up every morning with that honey almond kissed skin and smile, then have the nerve to look at me as if you don't hear the symphonies of heaven playing your theme music with every step. Listen, I just want to buy you flowers. Tell you your hair smells like heaven, take you to see the world, and tell you that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we shouldn't be because we're meant to be. Fair Verona cannot speak a tragedy more true. Though our tragedy won't come from poisoned kiss, but from poisoned lips from those with the head of a serpent who decides to take a bite out of crime because they feel our love shouldn't be. But I'm ready, shield, if you'll be my sword. I will block the sounds of their ignorance if you strike down their insolence. But once again, I digress. Listen, I just want to buy you flowers. Tell you your hair smells like heaven, take you to see the world, and tell you that I'm sorry that we're meant to be, but I want you to be the last decision I have to make. And from that point forth, turn me to we, us to trust, dreams to reality, and lust to love. I hear in distant voices yell. Now look, I know I've said a lot, and I'm sorry for taking up your time for what's on my mind when I see you. But tell me this, can I buy you flowers?
Nice. I like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I like that. It's dope.
I definitely
so, oh, man, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Is music something that you ever thought would be possible growing up?
Never. I cannot stress that enough. I never thought that would be possible. Just because, as I've said a couple times already, I was not the smoothest kid. That plus, I guess I just had that hidden talent that was hidden from myself, I suppose. Mainly because of my cousins. I had one cousin in particular who definitely had more of an outgoing personality with a pretty good talent for singing as well. So I guess I felt shy of that because he was always in the limelight when it came down to things like the performing arts. So I was like, dag, well, it looks like that's not going to be my gig. I got to find a different gig now. But yeah, growing up, I never thought it would be possible until one day I just said, well, screw it. Me and a couple of friends got together. 2 of them are rappers. Another was a singer. All of us, we got together and we were just like, man, fuck it. Like, let's see if we can actually make this a thing. And I guess they boosted my hype up enough. I was like, all right, well, I'll record something. Let's see what happens. And The snowball started rolling from there, and now we're here. So yeah, never.
All right. Let everybody know where you want them to connect with you online at.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can connect with me online on Facebook. It's going to be Phenom Music, Phenom Music, Music. Same for pretty much all my other platforms. Reverb Nation. Honestly, that's probably going to be one of my first areas. If you want to hear my music first, 9 times out of 10, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be on Reverb Nation. Of course, it's going to be Phenom Music as well. That's going to be Phenom_Music, both spelled the same way. And SoundCloud under the same tag, actually. It's going to be Phenom. So it's pretty much anywhere, honestly. Connect, hit me up. You can give some messages if you want to. Let me know what you think. Just connect, talk to me.
Definitely. And guys, just in case you didn't get those links, we have them in the show notes and the description of the episode. So all you have to do is click those links. No matter what platform you listen to your podcast on, whether it's iHeartRadio or Player FM, Castbox, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, we are all there, except for SoundCloud. But anywhere else, listen to podcast, you can click those links. They are hyperlinks, and it'll take you right to his social media. Man, we appreciate you, Phenom, and you got a wicked voice, and your music is dope.
I definitely appreciate you having me, man. Vigilantes, this is my first, like I said, this is my first radio interview, man. It's a little hectic, but you definitely made it smooth for me, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I couldn't even tell it was your first, man. You aced it like a pro. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Full of responses. Yeah, talkative. Those are all the elements, man, needed to do a good interview, and you did it. Plus, you're mad funny, so it goes along with it.
Definitely appreciate that one.
Definitely. All right, man, you have a good one. Catch you soon.
All right, boss, you too. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, dini-mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the #1 rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.